Good morning. It is June 27th. I woke up next to this beautiful upper Deadfall Lake. I had a perfect campsite. It was a wonderful night last night. I took a little bit longer leaving camp. It's about 7:10 right now because I'm meeting up with Southern Minnesota guy at the Gumboot Lake trailhead, and he's gonna hike in to meet me so I don't have to be trying to make as many miles today. But I do have just under 11 that I need to do to get to the trailhead. So let's hit the trail. And this is lower Deadfall Lake. So I got info from a few other no-bow hikers yesterday that there is one snow patch coming up that is kind of in the saddle between two peaks where you have to go up and over, and that it's maybe about 30 feet long, but that it's kind of a steep up and over. So I'm just trying to get myself psyched up for that and wondering when it is going to appear, but I know it's sometime earlier this morning. I love the bright chartreuse green of the moss that grows on the trees. It reminds me of my friend Julie, who loves that color so much. She painted her crafting room that color. I love that color, but I don't know if I could be in a room that was that bright for a long time. It might be a little too overstimulating, but it certainly is awesome to see it on the trees. I don't think this is the snow that people were warning me about. It doesn't seem like it's the right landscape layout. It looks pretty manageable. Here is the snow that the no-bows were telling me about, and I think I can just skirt around the edge and get up over that way, up here, and then I think that the trail continues on the other side of this saddle. So I'm gonna do a little scoping out of the situation. Okay, I climbed up the dirt next to the snowbank, and now I'm kind of at the top of this ridge, and I can see the trail curving around over there. I'm so glad that that was as minor as it was. All right, let's rock and roll. So normally I really enjoy encountering other hikers and stopping and chatting with them a little bit, but today and any time that the trail is like this, I am just fine with not encountering anyone because I don't want to have to try to get around one another on this narrow little footpath. My patented technique is that I check out the scenery, I kind of see where the trail is going, and then I mostly look about 3 feet ahead of my feet so that I don't trip on a rock, and then every so often I glance up about 100 feet ahead of me to make sure I'm still headed in the right direction. But mostly I'm staring at the path, just making sure that I don't trip on a rock or step in a hole or whatever and fall down the mountain. Isn't this interesting how the chartreuse green moss seems to be growing in like rings around the tree trunk? I believe that is Porcupine Lake, and you can take a spur trail down to it and camp down there. And according to the far out comments, there's a blue kayak that you can tootle around the lake in, but with the warning that it takes on water. So use at your own risk. One of the things I like about being a Sobo is that I am encountering people coming towards me and not as many coming up behind me. But I just now got a little surprise from a couple of trail runners that were quite close to me by the time I heard them, and they were very polite, of course, but it was just reminded me of in 2022 when I was going no-bow, and because I'm slow, I was getting past a lot, and everyone was very polite, but it just is a little nerve-wracking to have someone come up behind you and be within a few feet and say, "Excuse me." So anyway, they were lovely, and I'm just glad I am a Sobo so that I can see the people oncoming. Look who's joined me! Trail Angel Extraordinaire and Trail Scout, Southern Minnesota guy. What are the trail conditions today, Southern Minnesota guy?
Excellent.
Excellent. Kind of hot out in the sun, but a nice cool breeze every so often really helps. And we are close to lunchtime, but we're gonna find a nice shady spot with a nice sitting log and have all of the snacks that are left in my bear can, and then we're gonna try to find a cheeseburger. This is the wrap up for June 27th. Southern Minnesota guy hiked in to meet me, which was so awesome. I really enjoy having his company. And we made it back to Gumboot Lake Camp, which you see the lake behind me. And it's so nice and peaceful, and people are out enjoying the lake. I think this was a really good stretch of trail last 4 days, and now we're gonna go hunt down some cheeseburgers and milkshakes. Until next time, come along with me as I hike slow, take a lot of pictures, and eat a lot of snacks.